Before Esau took his first breath, before he cried, sinned, or even knew right from wrong, God said, "Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated." Why? How could a loving God say such a thing? Was Esau doomed from the womb? Let's unravel this mystery, and by the end, you'll see something far deeper than judgment. Esau, why did God hate him even before he was born? Comment your thoughts below, backhand index pointing down. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The Bible says in Romans 9 verse 13, "Just as it is written, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated." That quote comes from Malachi 1, where God speaks not just of two men, but two nations, two destinies. But here's the twist. God's statement came before they were born, before they had done anything good or bad. This isn't about personal hatred. It's about divine election. God was declaring his plan, one that would eventually bring salvation to the world through Jacob's line. Let's go back to Genesis. Rebekah is pregnant with twins. But something strange happens. The babies are wrestling inside her. She seeks the Lord, and he answers. Open book Genesis 25 verse 23. "Two nations are in your womb. The older shall serve the younger." Esau is born first, red and hairy. Jacob follows, clutching his brother's heel. Their struggle begins in the womb and echoes for generations. Why did God choose Jacob? Not because he was perfect. Jacob lied, cheated, and ran. But Jacob valued the birthright. He hungered for the promise. Esau? He sold it for stew. Open book Hebrews 12 verse 16. See that no one is godless like Esau, who for a single meal sold his inheritance. God saw this before it ever happened. Not just who they were, but what they would value. Jacob wrestled for the promise. Esau walked away from it. Malachi wasn't just talking about two brothers. He was talking about two nations. Israel, Jacob, and Edom, Esau. Open book Obadiah 1 verse 10. Because of the violence against your brother Jacob, you will be covered with shame. Studio microphone. Edom became a proud, rebellious nation. They celebrated when Jerusalem fell. So when God says, "Esau I hated," he's saying, "I have rejected Edom for their pride, betrayal, and violence." It's a judgment on a nation's legacy, not just one man's life. Still, is that fair? Did Esau have a choice? Or was he simply born to be hated? Open book Romans 9 verses 14 to 15. Is God unjust? Not at all. I will have mercy on whom I have mercy. Studio microphone. Paul says this is about God's purpose in election. He chooses how to write the story of redemption. He chose Abraham, then Isaac, then Jacob. Not because they were perfect, but because they were part of his plan. Studio microphone. But watch this. Esau wasn't cursed like Cain. God blessed him. He became a mighty nation. He reconciled with Jacob. He wasn't hated personally. He was simply not chosen for the covenant. Here's the twist you may not expect. Even Edom, even the descendants of Esau, were offered hope. Open book Amos 9 verse 12, prophecy about Messiah, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the nations who are called by my name. Studio microphone. Through Christ, the walls were torn down. The descendants of Jacob and Esau, Jew and Gentile, are now invited into the same promise. So, why did God hate Esau before he was born? Not because of emotional wrath, but because of his plan. God saw Esau's heart, his values, his legacy, and he used even that to fulfill a bigger story. Studio microphone. Esau's story warns us. Don't sell your spiritual inheritance for temporary comfort. Don't walk away from the promise. Folded hands, do you hunger for the things of God like Jacob? Or do you treat them lightly, like Esau? Speech balloon comment below. What stood out to you the most about Esau's story? Thank you for watching this video.